Uh, Welcome to Joe Baker's Remedy Report. I haven't done this in a long time. Uh, and I just wanted to um, show you a little bit about the remote acoustic work that I do for people. And so I've got a hockey puck in this sock, and I'm going to strike this pipe. It's a long pipe, and I call it a chime because it's tuned, and we're going to use it. I hold it right at the pretty much the very center, and it's tuned to 111 hertz. And I just want you to get a feel for what this kind of sounds like. Some of you might not have frequencies on your phone that allow you to play something so deep and low in pitch. So if you've got a subwoofer speaker or something like that, this is probably good to use there. So, stepping aside from that a little bit, I'm watching the chat in case you pop in. Please say hi. Even if you're watching the rerun, I'd appreciate knowing if anybody's watching. A little bit about myself. I'm Joe Baker, Joseph William Baker, if you will. And I've taken a keen interest in health and wellness ever since about 2008, when I started jumping into a lot of the conspiracies. And I remember hearing Alex Jones talking about how, they were going to the elites were trying to kill off like 85% of the world's population. And I figured, well, if they're going to be doing that, then doctors aren't going to be the ones we turn to for health. They're going to be part of the I want to say extinction or genocide, whatever. They'd be tricked into it. So I started looking into things, um, that you could do on your own uh, for your health, and I've gone, I've probably looked at 40 or 50 different sorts of remedies for things, and I've come up with ideas over time of which ones are are worth doing, and then a lot of the remedies are like false remedies that like they're tricks to get you even more sicker and to ensure that you die later on. uh, Dr. Garrett Smith, who I've learned so much from over the last 3 years, um, has talks a lot about the duration paradox, something that makes you feel better right now, but that can have a long term bad effect on your body. So if anybody'd like to, let's see, how do I get into? If anybody would like to join in, I've got a link that I just put. This link in the stream. If you'd like to be a guest in our discussion, if you've got your webcam ready and all that, we could have you live on the air and we could talk about health. Um, One of the things that makes people feel agitated is copper in the body. And there's an issue with electromagnetic frequencies. We call it EMF. And they'll talk about EMF smog and all that. Let's see if I've got anything here. Let's see, copper. No highlights found. So if you'd like to jump in, you can go ahead and hit that link and we'll get your webcam ready and we'll go live. We're talking today about sound healing therapies, if you might want to call it that. Take this off the screen so you can see the other one. And this chime went through a lot of work with this chime. Learning about, first off, to finding out that 111 hertz was so powerful at creating deep relaxation states, even to the point of shifting your brain over. If you're dominant on the hemisphere that's more analytical, this shifts you over into being more on the artistic side. Didn't sound right. There's a little bit of a thing. And I've used AI to help me to reduce the overtones. You might notice right when I hit the chime, there's some higher frequency things, but they quell out really quickly. And what I've done is I put I don't know if I can show you this. I've drilled some holes. If you can see that. I'll grab the camera. I drilled some holes on the pipe that represent where those overtones were susceptible to being muted. And there's one, and I've actually put this silicone tube on it to kind of give some weight to that spot, some inertia. So that also dampens it a lot. I had some overtones that I didn't really want the energy to go to. So I wanted this to be pretty much just the 111 hertz frequency. The oracles of Delphi used 111 hertz resonant frequency in a chamber in a cave, and they would see the future and all this kind of stuff. Of course, they were probably doped out on opioids. Hey, that's an interesting thing. Because this tone actually creates endogenous opioids in the body. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, is because when it creates the opioids, the raw ingredients are vitamin C and copper. And so the vitamin C and the copper come together to create an opioid. This goes to like pleasure receptors, called opioid receptors, I guess. And the result is you feel better. Well, a lot of Dr. Smith's work is centered around getting toxins out of the body, and he views copper as a toxin, mainly because he studied this one particular view of how the detox pathways work in the body. And one of the detox a detox pathway is about, all right, where does this toxin go? How does it interact? How does it metabolize? What does it turn into? How does it affect the body along the way? And how does it get excreted from the body, or does it just stay? Does it get stored somewhere? And a lot of these toxins get stored in our body fat, in our skin, and in our liver, and maybe in as part of the the buildup of like cholesterol in the veins and stuff. I'm not as sure about that last statement. It's just a guess. But all right, nobody's watching right now. But when you watch later, this is for you. I'm imagining that your feet are down at this end of the pipe, and yet your head is up here. And so this is a remote application of vibrational therapy. So if you listen and you really think about this tone, you may feel it actually vibrating from your head to your toes. And I kind of have to be mindful to imagine the body here. And it's kind of a sort of triangulation, pointing at where you want things to be, where you're imagining them, and how you're connecting them from afar. And not so much how you're connecting them from afar, it's basically ignoring the fact that there's distance between you and I. Ignoring that there's time, and ignoring the distance, and ignoring the idea that hundreds or thousands of people could be here and affected and all connected at the same time. I mean, ignoring the impossibility of it. In other words, opening the imagination up to allow for these types of things to happen. My hope for you first most is your health. To have ever increasing better health. Dang it. I'll bet that's what's wrong with my account too, is I'm not monetizing it. I'm going to end the stream now because I don't see anybody jumping on board to do this. I hope you guys all have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.